How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to 14P Fantasy. I am your host, Justin Wright. Today, we are talking starts and sits, running backs for Week 13, Part 2. If you missed Part 1, go check it out. We got 6 other names over there. We got 6 more we're talking to today. Before we do it, though, guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you got questions, comments, drop them below. Follow us over on Twitter at our socials. We got one up there, one down low. All right, let's get into it. First on the list, we have Matt Breida versus the New England Patriots. And Matt Breida's coming in as a flex. And honestly, I'd rather play him over Devin Singletary. And I think that may be a surprise because Singletary does, kind of dominate the touches here. But Singletary struggles to find the end zone. He's not the most effective running back. He has a great yards per carry, don't get me wrong. But I just feel like I'm not seeing what I need to from Devin Singletary for fantasy production. Matt Breida is going to be the pass catching running back. He's a better pass catcher. We've known that, we've seen it. And New England right now is allowing 14% over the average for receiving points for a running back on a week-to-week basis. So if you don't know what that means, say Matt Breida averages 10 points a week, he would score 11.4. So you get some extra juice there as well. And in a game where, honestly, I think New England should be competitive. Honestly, New England may just flat out win this game. Matt Breida may have some third down work, some 2-minute work, some come from behind work at the end of the game that should bump up his pass catching numbers that make him a viable flex play. Now, if you're looking at last week's or the other episode, Part 1, I have Devonta Freeman listed as a flex. So I'm between those two, Devonta Freeman by a mile. Matt Breida is still a low-volume flex play. He's a low-tier flex play, but the path to him becoming viable, you can see that game script playing out. So that's what you're looking for here. And really, I shouldn't have to say it, but I'm gonna. If Zach Moss is active, Matt Breida is not a flex play for me. I will not play him at that point. So keep that in mind when you are setting your lineups. Number 2 on our list, we have Javonte Williams versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm really not even going to dive into the Chiefs matchup itself. Javonte Williams has looked good coming off of his best performance of the season, his first 20-point game, and he is the pass-catching running back here. That is the key. And on top of it, Melvin Gordon did not practice Wednesday. Again, I'm recording Wednesday night, so maybe he gets in Thursday, but his snap share has dipped each of the last 2 weeks. Javonte Williams is around 57, 58% coming off of a season high where Melvin Gordon got banged up and came back, is now missing practice. So there's a lot of moving pieces. Obviously, if Melvin Gordon is out, Javonte Williams is a must-start running back. And even if Melvin Gordon's active, who knows how much work he actually gets. I do think, given the running back landscape and how many guys we have lost, Javonte Williams finds himself based on talent and potential volume as a locked and loaded RB2, regardless of the Melvin Gordon out practice status. None of that matters. That's just some extra juice that could give him an RB1 ceiling. Number 3, speaking of RB1s, it's Alexander Mattison versus Detroit. Obviously, Dalvin Cook is out. He's going to miss some time. Mattison could not step into a better spot, into a better matchup. He's honestly probably a top 7 running back against Detroit. I don't know how you can't put him there. Detroit is the second. Detroit is second in points over average allowed to the running back position, over 40%. So if Mattison averaged 10 points, if he played Detroit, he'd score 14. Alexander Mattison has 20 to 30 point potential against Detroit. They're going to run it and run it and run it. He should be the lead guy here easily. Now, Kene Wangu, and that is how you pronounce it. I'm going to say it every time. He does have deep league appeal, super explosive, very raw at running back, but he's going to see some work. He wasn't healthy last time Dalvin Cook went down. Now he is. So that is absolutely something you need to monitor, and it could affect Alexander Mattison, maybe past this week. But again, just something to keep in mind as you're setting lineups and, potentially looking for deep dynasty league stashes. Kene Wangu is at the top of that list for me. Moving on, we have Ty Johnson versus Philly. Sit him down. Nothing you can do. It's a weird committee. You got Walters, you got Coleman, you got Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson lost red zone work to Walters, and Tevin Coleman took the majority of the carries again. And Ty Johnson is a pass-catching running back. And what Philly does really well is stop receiving work to the running backs. Teams are well below average when they play the Eagles. 18% to be specific. And again, it's a weird three-headed committee. If you're relying on Ty Johnson, one, you probably already lost. And two, I don't know how you've made it this far and you're still competitive. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Number five on our list is Rex Burkhead. And yes, I know that's him in a Patriots uniform. There are a shockingly few number of Rex Burkhead pictures in a Texans uniform. So just roll with it. He gets Indy this week. I'm sitting him down, though. I get he's been seeing work, but Indy is talented. They are very, very talented. The Texans just flat out are not. Maybe he finds the end zone. Maybe David Johnson does even less than he's been doing, and Rex Burkhead takes on a huge role. I don't care. Similar to Ty Johnson, if you're relying on Rex Burkhead, it's already over. Don't bother. I'm not picking him up off of waivers. I know there's been some talk of that on Twitter, and he's a flex play. I don't see it. I'm not going to take that chance. The way I look at it is, if you lose a matchup and you chose to start Rex Burkhead, are you going to feel dumb? The answer is yes, don't play Rex Burkhead. That's really what this comes down to. And to close us out, we have Miles Sanders versus the New York Jets. Now, I understand he was hurt. He was injured last week, was in and out of the lineup, whatever. And Boston Scott actually outsnapped him, outproduced him, whatever. I don't care. Miles Sanders is back. He is practicing, again, as of Wednesday. So as long as nothing changes, he's a locked and loaded RB2. I'm going to play him over Boston Scott with no hesitation. The Jets are first and second in terms of points over average. Miles Sanders has 25-point upside this week. All he needs is a long run, and the Jets have given up plenty of those. So if you have Miles Sanders, fire him up again. I know it has been tough. It has been ugly. He's an RB2 this week. I stand by it. The matchup is too good for him to fail. And if he does fail, let's just blame Jalen Hurts. That's the plan. All right, guys, that is all we have. As always, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us over on Twitter. Drop questions, comments if you have them. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.